Welcome back, friends. So now we've taken our shape scavenger hunt outside. Now, in first grade when we learn about shapes, we're going to learn mostly about two-dimensional shapes, which means shapes that are flat, like the circle and the square and the rectangle and the triangle that we looked at inside. But when you take your scavenger hunt outside, you may notice that there's not a lot of flat or two-dimensional shapes in our world. Our world is made up mostly of three-dimensional shapes, which means shapes that are not flat. So if we take a look here, this piece of paper is a two-dimensional shape. What shape is the piece of paper? It's not a square because not all the sides are the same. It is a rectangle. And now if you look at a school building, right, you might say our school building is a rectangle. Right? It's kind of shaped like this piece of paper. But the big difference is that our school building is not completely flat. What if we tried to have all of our friends fit inside a piece of paper? Would they fit? No, they wouldn't fit. But if we look at this shape right here, this box, it's kind of like a rectangle, but it's not flat. Right? You could fit some things inside of here. And we call that a rectangular prism. A rectangular prism. It's like a rectangle, but it's not flat. All right, let's look for some other three-dimensional shapes. Now I know it's going to be kind of rainy on the day that you're watching this, so you may not be able to get to a park or anywhere too far from your house. But if you go outside with a grown-up, you may have some cars that are parked near your house or in your driveway or in near the sidewalk that you live on. So let's go take a look. We'll take a look at Mr. Mac's car because cars are full of shapes. Okay, friends, so here we are at Mr. Mac's car. Now again, Mr. Mac's car is not flat. It would be kind of hard to fit anybody inside of a flat car. All right, he wouldn't be going anywhere too fast in a completely flat car. But we can see, similar to the other box that we looked at, the shape of the car is made up of, I kind of see two rectangular prisms, right? I see one smaller rectangular prism in the front, in the hood area, and then a bigger one in the back of the car, where the doors are, right? Now the wheels are a little bit tricky because you look at the wheel and you may say that they're a circle. And although the wheels are circular, but they're not flat. And then you might think, oh, well, then they're a sphere. Well, not exactly. Let's take a look at the circle and the sphere, and let's take a look at them next to the wheel. So here, I just want to make sure that you can see it. Here we have the quarter, right, which kind of looks similar in shape to the wheel, but we know that the quarter is flat and the wheel is not. So we know that the wheel isn't a circle because it's not flat. But then we look at the grapefruit, and the wheel is not the same size as the grapefruit because the grapefruit is round all the way around. Like the grapefruit can roll on all of its sides. But wheels can only roll in one direction because they're not completely round all the way around. And we call this shape a ring. And you can kind of see, like Mr. Mac's wedding ring kind of is the same shape as a really small car tire. If I were to roll my wedding ring, it would only roll in one direction. And it would eventually probably fall over to the side that it can't roll on. But if I rolled the grapefruit, it would just keep rolling and rolling and rolling because it's round all the way around. All right, friends, so I see another three-dimensional shape here. And remember, inside we took a look at Piggy's ear, which we know is a triangle. And if we look right here, you may say that this shape is a triangle, but it's not flat. And what we call triangles that aren't flat, we call them a cone, right? This is a traffic cone. So Piggy's ear, flat, is a triangle. The triangle that's not flat has 3 dimensions, takes up more space, and we call that a cone. All right, let's see if we can find a 2-dimensional shape, a flat one. I think I see one over here. And again, friends, we're mainly going to be learning about the attributes of 2-dimensional shapes. And again, attributes means the things we know about shapes that helps us name them. Like we know a square has 4 sides. So having 4 sides is an attribute of a square. But for your shape scavenger hunt outside, I wanted to show you a few different 3-dimensional objects that you might see so that you can it'll help you name them hopefully on your scavenger hunt if you happen to be able to go outside. And here, I did find a 2-dimensional flat shape, shaped just like the piece of paper. We have a rectangle. All right, friends, so this is just meant to be a fun way to explore some different shapes before we start learning more about them next week. So if you can get outside, awesome. If you're unable to, that's fine. Wherever you live will be filled with shapes. So I hope you have an awesome weekend, and I will see you on Monday.